I got 10 years to fill a stadium, but only 2 minutes to fill your cranium. Humble the poet, signing in.
Yeah, it's tricky because especially with like YouTube and Instagram and everything, you do something and you want to be yourself, so you're being yourself, and then all of a sudden you do something that's authentic to you, and then everybody loves it. So now you're like, oh, people really dug that song, or people really like that video, or people really like that painting. And then you're like, okay, I should do more of that. And then you start the cycle of people pleasing. And it's hard because there's a balance of, if you're doing it for yourself, then why are you sharing it? But if you're doing it for other people, how long will that last until you just completely lose yourself? That's why I feel like you're seeing all these YouTubers and celebrities talking about their mental health, because they're trying their best to make an audience happy, but at the same time not lose whoever they are. And that's been a challenge for most people, and it always will be, because the audience isn't one person. You can't have a conversation with them. Even people watching this video, maybe 50% are like, we know who Humble the Poet is, we like him, we care about him, and we want him to be happy. And then the other 50% is like, dance monkey, entertain me. Why am I watching this unless you entertain me? And it's the same thing for us. Like, we don't necessarily care about every creator we watch, every actor we see on TV. It seems to reward people for crafting and manufacturing who they are, but that doesn't last. And that's why people are having the mental health issues.
Do you think that like, you try not to talk about certain things?
I think obviously in the beginning, because I was new and I was probably a lot more afraid of like whatever implications were going to happen. I mean, in the beginning, I was afraid to show my face, because I didn't know what the implications of that would have been to my job as a teacher, what that would have done to my family or whatever. And then I probably went the other way, where I was just like completely do anything, say anything, just to see how far I could go. And that also was unhealthy. So being completely afraid and censoring myself wasn't good. And then being a buck wild creative artist and not giving a shit what anybody thought when I did that, that was also negative. And I just got checked a few times. So I've had moments where like my sisters have called me and they're like, you know, our kids are watching this and all you're doing is swearing for no reason. You're just using swear words, not even in context. You're just being stupid for no reason. Why? Like, keep that in mind. And I got to think about that. Like, my nieces and nephews are watching this. I've also lost opportunities because I've made comments about certain people and said certain things. I had a whole tour canceled in India. Yeah, I had a tour canceled in India for something that I did, and if I say it again, I'll probably lose more tours. But I didn't say anything that was wrong. I didn't say anything that was inappropriate. I just called somebody out for doing something, and that person had a lot more power than I do. So, and that made me lose opportunities. And then it just makes me question, why am I doing it? You know, even though I'm speaking a truth, why am I speaking a truth? And sometimes it's still to do with getting attention, right? That's the problem when you are a content creator. You're fighting for people's attention. You always want, and you don't even know who you're fighting. Who am I in competition with? It's not the next person on YouTube. It's just attention spans. And I think that's why it's been a struggle for a lot of other people. And for me, I think I'm just at a point now where I'm not, you know, I think it's wanting to have a private life, because that's why it's called a private life, but also wanting to be able to share my experiences with people so they're able to learn from those experiences and help craft their own. Sharing my story will help people figure out their own stories, and also sharing my mistakes will help people learn from my mistakes as well as their own. So I'm not shying away from too much of that stuff now. I never made money off YouTube the way YouTubers made money, so I understand why they stayed away from certain topics. Like if you say sex in a video, it can get demonetized. If you talk about certain topics, they can get demonetized. Because I was primarily releasing music and I already had vulgar language and everything else in the music, I was used to getting demonetized. So I think I got fortunate there, because in the beginning I thought it sucked and I was just like, man, I'm not getting any money. Now, you know, it's cool. I don't care to make money off YouTube, so I'm a lot more free. And hopefully this inspires other people to be more free with their stuff.
Do you think it's ever worth hiding how you feel about certain things to please the people who are watching your content?
I think it's important to hide how you feel about things, because if you don't, you're most likely going to share your feelings prematurely.
Okay.
Like how people just go on, people are pissed off, they immediately jump on Twitter. It would be good for you to wait 24 hours and see if you still feel that way about things. Again, I think the problem is people know what sells, so drama sells. You know, conflict sells. You know, gossip sells. So people doing this with an audience and pretending they're doing it for a greater good is still bullshit. And I think when I was doing it in the beginning, I was kind of doing it for the attention and the bullshit. And now I kind of realize, like, A, the world doesn't need to know all your opinions on all these things, especially if they add no value to anybody's life. Like, what does it matter what I think about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj beef? Like, who gives a shit what I think about it? I'm not adding value to anybody's life talking about it. But it's a trending topic, so let's talk about it to get more views. I understand that part too, but I'm not playing that no more.
If it's like a topic, like if it's something that's controversial, but you feel like it's important to say it or like talk about, you think that's different?
I think that's different. I think also if the topic itself will last.
Okay.
Like if we're talking about sex or drugs, or if we're talking about money, or if we're talking about things that are people are going to be dealing with forever, then I think there's value to it. But if you're just jumping on whatever's hot today just to be more controversial, then you're going to end up always having to do that to maintain your audience. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Click down there for one of my other videos. Make a lot of really cool videos. Check them out. Click over here to listen to my music. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe. Click right here. Please share this with people that you care about and people that you don't. Much love.